Hey everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight TV edition. I am Peter, that is Tim. We are working our way through Tales from the Crypt, and this is going to be Season 5, Episode 10. It's called Came the Dawn. So, full spoilers for the episode, as always. So what is Came the Dawn? What is this? This is an episode where there's a murderer on the loose. A woman was murdered in the bathroom at a restaurant, and then, that is probably related to the rest of the episode, because obviously it is. Why else would it be there? But then the main plot kind of focuses on this guy he's had a falling out with his girlfriend or wife, and he ends up picking up a woman who's broke down at the side of the road. It's pouring of rain. He offers her help, and she is a little antagonistic, but she comes with, and they end up going to his cabin, and you might think she might be the killer, and she might be wanting to hack him, because she seems to have a big problem with people who cheat on people, people who commit affairs. So when she gets whiff that he might actually be in a relationship, even if they're having a fight right now, she might not be too pleased by that fact. Tim, did you enjoy Came the Dawn?
I was kind of laughing because I was like, wait, why is it called that? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you can make guesses on it, but it doesn't really seem like that fitting. And this episode was okay, I guess. I hesitate to say it's like bad because I wasn't really bored by it, but yeah, it's not really that great. I think it's pretty predictable. And there isn't really like a ton of gore or anything. The acting's fine though. I like. I'm not sure who the main actor was, but but Brooke Shields was the hitchhiker, and she was good.
Yeah, Perry King was the actor, the man, and the.
He looked a little familiar, but I didn't recognize him right off the top of my head. But they were both good. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, that's the twist they're going for. All right.
What's interesting is I actually enjoyed this more than the last one we watched.
It's not a horrible episode, but it's just
I don't know.
Kind of the way you thought about last one is like you don't hate it, but you don't love it.
Yeah, I think what I kind of liked about this one is just I mean, it's very classical, and yeah, the twist is it's very Dressed to Kill if you've seen that movie, but.
I think I have.
You don't think I have? It's a Brian De Palma film. It's worth to watch, but it's a very similar twist to that, and it's but I think what I like about it though is I like that it starts with a killing. I like because it's actually very stylized at the start, because the woman that gets killed, like, you're the POV of someone else at the dinner table, and you're watching her basically flirt with you and be like, oh yeah, later on we're going to have sex, blah 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 blah, and then she's like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then she goes to the bathroom and she gets killed.
There's something that really bothered me about the scene where she picks something out of her teeth, which that doesn't really bother me, but the sound effect they used for it for some reason really made me shiver. I was like, oh, I don't like that.
I never noticed actually, but that's a fair observation.
It was like she kind of just puts her finger in her teeth, but then it kind of makes it sounded like someone washing a window for me, and for some reason that visual combined with that sound effect just made my body shut down. I was like, oh, I don't know why, but I don't like it. So I'm glad she died.
we are delving deep into the depths of Tim's psyche in this episode, folks. I don't know what to tell you about this, but then it's just the two characters after that, where he's like, hey, you've broken down, like the buses are all stopped, like the mechanic won't get to you tonight, like you're not gonna get anything help till tomorrow morning. Why don't you come to my cabin? No pressure or anything, it's a big cabin. Hell, I'll even make you dinner, like why not? And he's being all kind of nice, and what's funny is, he doesn't do anything creepy necessarily while he's making all these offers. She does accept it all a little bit quick, because he's got a phone, like a car phone, because keep in mind it's the early 90s, so it's not like everyone's got phones on them all the time, and he keeps offering, like, oh, I'll call the mechanic, or I'll call the hotel that's up ahead, to book you a room if you want. And all I could think was, right, make her feel comfortable. Tell her to, like, if you're offering, like, you can come stay at the cabin up here, right? Say to her, like, hey, do you want to call anyone and let them know where you are? Like, just to, alleviate the tension and just say, hey, like, I'm not an axe murderer because I'm telling you, hey, call someone and let them know where you're going and who you're with. Like, now, admittedly, the fact that he turns out to actually kind of be an axe murderer, I suppose, is why he doesn't do that. But that's what I was thinking in the scene, and she just kind of goes along with it and accepts it. Admittedly, I was thinking the reason why she goes along with it is because she's actually the killer. Because I think at this point you're kind of expecting that it's going to be a woman, because I mean, you get quite early on that what the twist is going to be, I think.
Yeah, I think, like, I mean, with Tales from the Crypt, if they're really trying to make you think someone is a killer, I think you kind of just have to go, oh, that means the other person's a killer.
Yeah, but that's kind of what you're thinking, though. Even if you don't necessarily believe it, because you think, oh, they're going to twist this at the end of the episode, you're kind of going, okay, so she's clearly not just some, scared random person. She seems like she's on a mission. She's ready to, like, steal from when he's in the store, try to buy some food. I thought, in fact, the clerk in the store, I thought was going to come back into the story at some point, because they made a big point of him having his shotgun, and he was like, the killer comes here, I'm going to blow a hole in them, and it was all very gun ho. But they get to the cabin, and he's like, hey, look at our fancy paintings, and there's like a battle axe on the wall that he's very proud of, and she's like asking about it, and like, okay, where's this going? As soon as the girlfriend or ex-wife or whoever, like, as soon as we hear her come to the place, though, and we conveniently don't see her, I just immediately said, okay, I know what the twist is.
Yeah.
I know exactly where this is going. So the twist is that Roger, the male character, he has a split personality, and he becomes a woman, and it's a jealous woman who kills anyone who she sees as stealing Roger from him, or her, I should say. This is getting confusing, but so that's kind of the thing. And what was funny, though, is I wasn't expecting her to win, like, because I thought, because that's actually the evil person who's killing people, I thought, no, that's the person who's going to get the comeuppance, or Brooke Shields' character Norma, which isn't a real name, but that's what she's calling herself, like. I was expecting her to get the win, like her to, like, somehow trick her and, like, win the fight and kill, and because it turns out that Roger's the one who's actually the killer. So, and typically people get comeuppance on Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, and I wonder if maybe in this case if that's why they're kind of trying to play up the fact that Brooke Shields isn't, completely innocent. Like, she's not some, this perfect little angel that doesn't deserve this or whatever. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the reason I can think of.
I think the twist is probably my least favourite part, because A, it's a lot like another movie that I've seen, but B, just because, okay, the last few minutes it's like whatever. But I like the build up. I like the atmosphere. The stormy night, the two strangers meeting, and, like, I don't know. It was kind of old school, and I kind of appreciated that.
Yeah, that stuff was good. Like, it looked good, and it definitely, like, even if you can guess what's gonna happen, it does kind of keep you on your toes. So yeah, it definitely wasn't that bad in that respect. It just feels like.
I was gonna say, what might have helped it is at one point they're about to, like, have sex, right, before the the alter ego shows up. But we don't actually think they're going to go through with it. We think that Brooke Shields is planning something else. She's going to tie him up, and you think, oh, she's going to, like, make him pay for cheating. But then the alter ego shows up, and maybe if they'd let that go further, and we actually saw that she was actually going to kill him or something, because maybe they could both be killers. Why not? Tales from the Crypt has done that before. Why not?
Yeah.
Killers upon killers, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. This just feels like another one that's like, okay, now it's just like another average, like, all right, it's not bad. Like, I can't say that I'm watching this and being annoyed or bored by it, but, it is just kind of like, oh, it's just doing its thing. It's, you got the Tales from the Crypt, like, kind of formula and tropes going on here, and, I think kind of plays out.
Yeah, I think if they had a different twist, if they went somewhere else with the ending, it might have elevated it to... Because I was really kind of enjoying it up until that point. And I didn't hate the twist, but it was just kind of like, okay, right, so we're just doing this. It wasn't anything, like, shocking or surprising. Because sometimes Tales from the Crypt, for better or worse, does pull out really weird twists that you just don't see coming at all. They're so bizarre. Stuff like the ventriloquist. It's just like, oh, this just weird over the top thing, and this is over the top. Don't get me wrong, but it's an over the top that you can kind of see coming. I guess 'cause it's a trope because you've seen it done elsewhere before. But
I do kind of like that. Like part of the stuff that he has to do is film himself and then play like a videotape of him. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool and dated.
Yeah. I like the idea that when he goes into the store, because it cuts back to her and she like answers the car phone and it's the it's the alter ego. But I like the idea that in the store Roger's like grabbed the phone in there and he's like he's like doing the voice and calling her.
Yeah.
But hey, so yeah, it's not a great episode, but I kind of like most of it anyway. But I guess again, we said this last episode, but in a season that has a lot of stinkers, this kind of stands out as being this was not bad. I kind of had fun with this one. We must be due a good episode, like a really good episode.
Well, the season finale must be coming up, I would assume.
But yeah, this is 10. There's 14 in the season, so we've got 4 episodes left in the season.
All right.
So
interesting.
You say that, but the last season's finale was one of the worst episodes of the whole show.
Which one was it? That
was Margot Kidder in the old age makeup.
Oh yeah. Ugh. And I think before that was that war one that I really didn't like.
I think that was actually 2 seasons before that.
Was it? Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, season finales aren't always great, but.
If anything, I wonder if we actually look back through all the season finales, they might actually all be weaker episodes. They're just crapping out one last episode before they finish.
It's an interesting strategy for your TV show.
It's an interesting strategy, Cut, and let's see how it plays out for them. That was a dodgeball reference for the folks at home who didn't get it.
Okay.
I wasn't accusing you of not getting it. One of the things funny about that actually is that when I saw Dodgeball, I had no idea who Jason Bateman was, and now whenever I see that GIF, I'm like, oh, Jason Bateman was in that before I saw like Arrested Development or anything since then.
True. Yeah, I forgot he was in that as well.
Alan Tudyk's in it as well.
Yeah, it was actually a really good cast.
Yeah. He was on Firefly, which was by Joss Whedon, who also made the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. All
right, come on.
I can do it in my sleep, Timmy. Can do it in my sleep. But yeah, it was an okay episode, even though the twist was kind of lackluster. But hey, so that is. We were making fun of it earlier. Came the dawn. That's what. Actually, before we go, we should mention the Crypt Keeper segments because we're back to the Crypt Keeper segment being random as hell. Why is the Crypt Keeper segments in this episode like him on a plane as a flight attendant?
I don't know.
Well, actually, let me clarify that. He's not on a plane. He has plane seats in his crypt to make it feel like it's a plane, but it's not actually on a plane.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're kind of funny, but yeah, they have nothing to do with the episode. But I feel like you could have easily maybe done something like with have them do some type of opera jokes, because, like, opera kind of, played a big theme in the episode.
Yeah, because Roger kept talking about how much he loved the opera, and it was all about death and love and sacrifice, and he was really into it. So yeah, maybe that would have been something they could have done with the Crypt Keeper, or even just have him be on a date, like have him at a table with like a rose, and have some like dead corpse like propped up into the seat.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to learn how they film these segments. If they just get like a bunch of random ideas and just kind of stick them wherever they can, or if it is just completely random, like someone just has one idea for a joke and like, all right, let's do it. I don't know. Yeah. Interesting.
It's curious. But hey, that is Came the Dawn. Hopefully we finally get a real winner next time. But that is us. So let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments. If you've seen it, like and subscribe, all the usual stuff. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv. You can get a link in the description. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you once again for watching. Keep watching scary TV, guys. We'll see you next time.